Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Tess. Today's video is going to be 3 looks inspired by the Kaleidos Flower Punk color story. Let me know down below if you guys are loving the color story or not. If you think you're going to enjoy today's 3 looks inspired by said color story, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. I would really appreciate that. And without further ado, let's get on with the video. Alright, I'm just gonna swatch this palette out for you guys. We mainly stay with the Stacie Marie Carnival 3. That's the main palette that we use. So, okay, maybe 4 palettes. Now I think about it, yeah, 4 palettes, but there's only 8 shades, so let's just go through it. So the first shade, I'm going to put a picture on the bottom. This is just what they swatch on their website. So I'm going to the shade Kahki. And then I'm going to the shade Clay for that mustardy yellow. And then for this palette, we have this shade called Key Lime. And then that Peach Soju shade, I use the shade Bear. So let me swatch it out for you guys. Khaki and the lime green. And then the peachy shade called Bear. Okay, and then we're going to the shade 10 Lines. We're going to that berry matte shade called 10 Lines. And there is this shade that I use as well called Reef. Also from this palette. I think that's it. That's it. I'm going to swatch the shade 10 Lines. Berry matte shade. We're going to swatch that Reef shade here. Alright, now we're going to the palette from Natasha Denona's Gold palette. I use this shade as that duochrome green gold. And I'm going to swatch it here in between. I'm going to swatch it in between. And then we're going to this palette called Aura and Now from Colourpop, and I'm going to mix this two and kind of create our own metallic green right here. It probably is not super duper close, but it's close enough to work. And then the very last shade is that violet pink type of a duochrome. I am going to mcgrath Subversive. I'm going to take this shade, this beautiful glittery shade. I'm gonna put that on here. Alright, so this is the color story inspired by Kaleidos Flower Punk. What are your thoughts about this color story? Do comment down below, let me know. And let's go ahead and move on to the tutorial. Hello. Let's go ahead and create the first look. I feel like the peachy pink and the neon yellow green shade really is calling my name. So definitely want to do something about that. A lot of the shades I actually found in the Carnival 3 Love Tahiti palette. First, go into the shade mustardy shade. I'm gonna dip into the shade Clay. Just using like a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to the shade Clay and I want to fluff that just through the crease area. I'm starting from the center and kind of like lightly buff it above. Buff the rest through the brow bone a little. Just high up here, not all the way. Alright, I'm gonna use the same shade to kind of deepen my outer V. And kind of like fluff it out. Give it like an angle and bring this color out. Okay, next let's take the shade, that peachy pink, still in the Stacie Marie palette, the shade right here. And I'm going to kind of pack this on the center. I'm just going to a flat concealer brush. This brush is from Poppy Cosmetics. It is in one of their sets. You can take any flat packing brush and will do. Okay, next, let's keep it in the same family since we can find it all here. Pretty much, not all, but like, I'm gonna go into the shade Key Lime and I wanna pack that on my inner corner. We might probably need a sticky base to do this, but let's pack this around this inner corner area first. And we can decide. Yes, I need a sticky base, so I'm going into some of the glitter primer. I'm just taking on the brush and packing that glitter primer, just like dabbing that on the inner corner. And I'm going into the shade Key Lime. Like that pick up a lot more products. I'm just gonna stamp it on. I do think I am gonna just bring this color a little bit around this area right here. I'm going back to the shade Clay, that mustardy yellow shade. I'm just gonna deepen the outer V, full color L. Okay, so I just put some concealer on my under eyes. Now the look kind of does not come together just yet. I want to take a little bit of that light pink shade and kind of bring that through the brow bone. So we have a little bit of a peachy pink hue just around the brow bone area. So it doesn't look like everything kind of just came out of nowhere. I'm just gonna lightly pat that over and kind of diffuse the color a little bit. Alright, so now I kind of want to do something a little unexpected. I want to go into the shade Reef. This shade comes out a little dark, but I'm gonna mix a little bit of a white. Just take any white shade that you have. I'm just going to mix the white shade in the Aura Now palette. I'm gonna mix two colors together. Reef and this white, and kind of create my own. It's just like a minty, like aquamarine shade. And I'm going to pack that on my lower lash line. Alright, now I'm going to bring the mustardy yellow shade. I'm gonna pop that on the outer corner. Kind of just continue a little bit of that conversation just on the outer corner, and I kind of want to use the rest of the eyeshadows, kind of mix the two a little bit. And then I'm going into more and just wanted to kind of bring the color like down a little bit. And I'm just gonna take it a little bit around the color, ever so slightly, kind of go to like hug the color. A little bit like that. Okay, so just for this inner corner part, I kind of do feel like we need some shimmer. I'm gonna go into like the Aura and Out palette. And it is kind of like a green with a hint of like blue, it seems. So I'm mixing the two shades, just mix these two together on the brush, back and forth in between the shades. And I want to brighten this part right here. Just the inner corner parts. and kind of bring the color over ever so slightly. I still want to keep a little bit of that color matte. Definitely need my inner corner to pop. All right, now I kind of do want to bring that pink shimmer shade. Seems like a duochrome. I'm just gonna go into Subversive Palette by McGrath. Use like a fluffy paddle style blending. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that color. I want to kind of just give it like a wash of shimmer just in the center. It kind of ties the look together a little bit. Reason why I pick like a fluffier brush, so you kind of don't pack on too much of the shimmer. I just want to give it like a kiss of shimmery color. Okay, I'm going back to some glitter primer because I really want this color to stick on this side. And we're going to take a little bit more of that key lime shade and I'm gonna brighten this part up. The pastel green going into the shade called Icebreaker on the inner rim. And yeah, this is the finished look number 1. This is definitely a very colorful one, but I actually think this is a different take on spring. It's like, I don't know, I really like how it turned out. What do you guys think about this look? Do comment down below, let me know if you like it. Thumbs up the video if you do like this look. Let's move on to the second look. Now I'm taking the shade Earthship in the Flower Pump palette. I don't have it, but I'm taking the shade Khaki in the Stacey Marie Carnival 3 and just fluff this color through the inner portion. And I'm using a Poppy Cosmetics blending brush. I'm just going to blend this through the crease on the inner portion and start to feather it upwards. And I'm taking the same color, Khaki, and just going to deepen my outer V. And I'm just looking straight to wing the shape up to create a cat-eye effect. Next, I'm taking whatever's left on the brush. I'm starting to bridge together the two, and I'm going to fluff this leftover through the crease, back and forth, just nice and soft. Next, I'm taking the Natasha Denona Gold palette. I have these 2 shades that could potentially work. And I think I am probably going to the shade that has a green flip because that's more similar to the one from Flower Punk. And I'm going to just tap that on the center of the eyes. Next, I'm still going into the same shade Khaki. I'm just gonna deepen my outer lower lash and my inner lower lash. Back to the shade Clay, the yellow mustardy shade. I'm going to take that and buff that below Earthship, and I'm just gonna blend things out. Now I'm taking some glitter primer on a flat detailing brush. I'm going to pack that on the center where we left blank. Then we'll go into the shade Bear, which is Peach Soju in the Flower Pump palette, and I'm going to pack that on the center. Going back to the shade Clay, which is that yellow mustardy shade, I'm going to buff everything out on my inner, outer, and my upper outer V, and the upper eyelid. I just want this whole look to ties in with this mustardy yellow shade. Now I'm packing on some glitter primer on my inner corner. Just adding peach soju around this area. I'm not gonna bring it up or anywhere else, but kind of just want to create that teardrop shape just in this area. I'm adding a little bit of that color in the back. Okay, I'm going back to this fluffy blending brush, and I'm going back to same peach soju shade. Bring that on the brow bone. So there is a little hue of that peachiness. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Alright, so just to add some fun, I'm going to the shade Peach Fuzz. And I'm going to only line the center here. There's a little bit of that peachy pop. Okay, you guys, with some lash mascara, this is the second look. What do we think about this look? I actually love how the peachy pink is kind of contrasting with the mustard green shade. I kind of love how this turned out. What do you guys think about the second look? Let me know down in the comments. Now we move on to look number 3. All right, for look number 3, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try to make it work. I'm gonna dip into the shade Reef on a flat blending. I wanted to mix a little bit of the white shade. You can take any white. I'm just gonna take the Aura Now white shade. I'm going to buff this color right here above the crease, only in the center, back and forth, back and forth. Let's just try it out. I don't know, I'm not sure. All right, I'm gonna mix these two shades to create that metallic kind of a minty shade. I'm going to pack that on the center and tab it on, like pull it up, tab it. Also just straight up, like to the brow bone area. All right, and then I'm going to the shade Pink Soju. I want to pack that peachy matte just in this inner corner. I'm going to a fluffy blending. I'm just gonna buff that peachy shade out. Go into that Nouveau shade. Nouveau Warm Dusty Berry Brown Matte. Found it also in this palette. I'm going to the shade 10 Lines. It looks like a berry, kind of a dark brown. I'm just gonna use a detail pencil brush, kind of sort of like a MAC 219 brush. I'm going to dip into 10 lines, and I want to put that and the other, kind of blend it in. I'm gonna look straight and pull the color out, so it kind of can give you the lift, the eye lift. All right, now I'm taking the leftover. I'm not dipping back in. I'm just taking the leftover to deepen this inner corner. All right, this is the BHV5 brush. I'm just gonna buff everything out. There's nothing on the brush. I'm just gonna buff. A smaller like M431 brush, more detail pointy. I'm gonna dip into, what's that shade called? Stained Glass, a translucent fuchsia shimmer with rose and violet sparkle. Yeah, that duochrome shade, and I'm gonna pull the color up. Back to that berry matte, I'm going to just bring that on my outer V. On the same brush, I'm going to the shade Peach Soju. I'm just gonna bring the peach shade in the inner part of my lower lash. I'm gonna clean this brush a little bit on the towel. I'm gonna go back to that peachy shade. Kind of just gonna intensify and then kind of until I see a little bit of that peach hue on the inner corner and bring that out. Okay, I'm going to a matte white just to clean out the edges. I kind of feel like I might have brought the color a little too low, and I just want to clean it up a little bit and kind of use the rest of the white shade, and I'm just gonna buff my outer corner out. And I'm going back with some more tan lines, which is aka that matte berry brown. I'm going to just deepen this line, create like a wing. And I want to bring the shade just a little bit on the inner corner. Just to deepen this inner corner part, to give it a little bit of a sultriness. Not too much, but I'm going back to the mixture of these two shades. I'm gonna bring that in a little towards the inner corner and the outer corner. Alright, I'm going into some of the key lime shade in the Flower Pump palette. It's called Chlorophyll. I guess I don't know how to pronounce that. And I'm just going to use that to kind of highlight the brow bone area. And then kind of like buff everything out a little bit. And since we're already here, let's just go all out. I want to go back into this, and that's highlight the brow bone with that pink. Last but not least, I'm dipping back to Peach Soju to kind of buff the end out. And then this area. So I'm going into just the ColourPop Good Old Honeydew Cream Gel Liner. I'm just going to... Alright, can I tell you, I absolutely love the finished results. I love the lime green brow bone with a pop of violet, a pinky shimmer. I love the inner corner. I don't know, I feel like overall this is a summer ice cream, you know, those like very artificial ones that's super colorful. Yeah, this is definitely giving me that artificial, super bright, colorful ice cream vibes. And I'm living for it, I'm here for it. This is definitely a more artistic eye look that not everyone like, but I personally really love this look. I love how this look came out. This is definitely one of those looks I will post on my Instagram. I haven't been posting on Instagram, but I would really hope for you to follow me there as well. I need to get back to it. It's just like Instagram has been like impossible to grow, so yeah, I'm kind of giving up. Anyways, I love how this look came out. Okay, you guys, that's it for today's 3 looks. I really hope that you guys enjoy the 3 looks. Let me know down in the comments which look is your favorite. I mean, this final look really just like gives me flower punk vibes. Let me know down in the comments what are your thoughts on the look and the color story, if you guys will be picking this palette up. I feel like for me personally, I really don't reach for these shades enough for me to justify buying the palette. I mean, it's not like a everyday type of a palette for me. It's definitely colorful, but I do have the shades that are quite similar. It's not like too hard for me to put this colors together, but I'm not like obsessing over this palette enough for me to just like wanting to buy it. I definitely love the color story, but I feel like there is actually no brow bone shade in this palette besides that pink shimmer or the green shimmer. Like, there's not a lot of, I don't know, I feel like something is lacking. Something is missing in the palette. I'm not quite sure what it is. Maybe it's missing a brow bone highlight, or maybe it's missing something. I don't know what's missing in here. I feel like Kaleidos matte eyeshadows are just not my favorite, so I'm not really like dying over their matte eyeshadows. Their shimmer shadows are definitely really glittery, really gorgeous, but I do feel like I have something similar in my collection, so I probably would pass on this one. They're already sold out anyway. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have purchased this palette. What are your thoughts? Will you be buying it when it returns? Or I don't know, chat with me about this palette, the color story. What's your opinion on this palette? I really love to hear from you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoy the looks that I came up with, and hope you guys enjoy this video for sure. If you do, I would really love for you to subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.